Better than this, Raymond. Can you?
Oh my! What do you see? What do you see?
Do you not see that up ahead?
What the hell is that? Dude.
What?
Oh, dude! What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh, freak! Go, 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 go! Let's go, let's go!
It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even fork up.
These chilling camping encounter stories promise to haunt your next outdoor trip. Watch as an innocent night turns into a run for survival from a rampaging mob, and a spirit box whispers terrifying threats near a moving doll. Are you truly alone? On October 10th, 2023, a solo camper from the YouTube channel Grizzly Gaze headed into a deep forgotten woodland on a Tuesday night. He was not there just to enjoy the scenery. He was searching for a clearing that local rumors connected to ancient pagan rituals. After moving through the woods, he came across a huge fallen tree that matched the descriptions he had heard. The place looked bare, twisted, and unsettling.
You know what day it is, don't you? Eh? It's a school night. But it's not unusual for me, that. But I'm in this woodland and I've heard that pagans come in here to do their rituals. Is that what you want to call it? So I'm looking for, it's a large down tree and it's around this area somewhere. So I'll have to figure out where that is quickly because we're losing light. You enjoying yourself there, mate? I think I found it. Don't know, does this look like a pagan ritual site? I'll tell you one thing, it looks creepy, so let's camp here, shall we?
He chose to set up his one-man tent right in the middle of the area. As the temperature began to drop, he cooked bacon and mash, while his dog Fendi became uneasy outside the tent. The ground around them was covered in dry leaves, making even the smallest movement sound louder in the darkness.
Now that should give me a little bit of warmth as well. It's dropped recently. It's gotten really cold for some reason. I need to ask you, have you ever lost a pair of trousers? I lost my sausage jack trousers, my brown ones, and I've no idea where I put them. I haven't been anywhere to take them off, so I've no idea where I put them. So I've had to go and buy some more from Decathlon.
One thing many campers fear in wooded areas is a widowmaker. This is a dead or broken branch hanging high in a tree. When wind picks up, it can fall without warning, which is why experienced campers avoid sleeping directly under heavy dead wood. Soon, the wind grew stronger. Cracks and snaps echoed through the canopy as branches shifted above him. He called them widowmakers, heavy dead limbs that could fall during the night and crush anything beneath them.
I can definitely hear something out there. I can't see out. Oh, that's nice, isn't it, mate? Fucking hell, that were a big branch, wasn't it?
But the sounds did not seem to come from the wind alone. He began hearing heavy footsteps moving around the thin walls of his shelter. They sounded too steady and too deliberate to be a random animal passing through. Someone or something seemed to be standing just outside the reach of his torch.
Is it just wind or what? I think it's just wind. Pick it back up again now. So I hope there's no widow makers falling us. Would be no good, would it, mate?
Oh, fuck!
Fucking hell. Where the fuck? Fendi! Fendi! Come here, mate.
Then Fendi began shaking uncontrollably. At that moment, the camper realized his car keys were still inside the tent. He was outside in complete darkness, exposed and vulnerable, quietly trying to calm a dog that appeared to sense something he could not see.
Fucking hell. I'm gonna have to go back and get my stuff, man. My car keys are in there as well, in the tent.
Suddenly, the night broke open with the sound of many men screaming and charging through the brush toward him. It sounded like 20 or 30 people moving through the woods at once. He ran from the area, and when he later returned, his tent had been torn apart and the poles were snapped like toothpicks.
When I was packing up, I managed to get my my sleeping bag and everything and get that in my backpack. Then I heard loads and loads of screaming, like shouting from men, and it sounded like there were about 20 or 30 of them. And then they all started running and it sounded like they were coming towards the tent, so I just grabbed my bag and off skis because my keys were in my bag.
Maybe the danger that night came from people already hidden in the woods. Maybe the location had drawn more than one group to the same place. But when a dog panics before the camper understands why, it leaves one simple question: what did Fendi sense before he did? Would you stay underground if the only way out was a ladder and the chain beside it started moving by itself? One camper tried to last until sunrise, but the cave did not stay quiet. Field Days follows a man known for taking solo trips into the Australian bush. On October 3, 2021, he walked alone for hours to reach a remote cave. His friend had warned him not to sleep there after feeling so strongly watched inside the cave that he left within minutes. But he went in anyway and decided to stay until sunrise. The cave, however, seemed to have other plans.
This is like a pretty manly dude, and he reckons he was like fully wigging out. Like, he sort of went into the cave a little bit and he just had that feeling of like he was being watched. He reckons he hightailed it out of there, and he told me about it, and he said to me, "You will not go and sleep in that cave." So here we are, we're in the middle of the bush. We are steaming towards the cave right now. Once we find the cave, we're gonna crawl inside. We are going to sleep there for the whole entire night. We're going to go sleep in this so-called haunted cave.
Near midnight, he was sitting alone inside the cave eating baked beans. Then the chain at the entrance suddenly started moving. It shifted fast and hard, then stopped completely. He froze because there was no wind inside the cave.
That is beautiful. Baked beans in a haunted cave. Oh my fucking God. That was the sound. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. I got full goosebumps. It's the chains moving when I climb down the ladder. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that. Holy shit.
The chain was thick and heavy. He stared at it, trying to understand what he had just seen. Then it moved again. Caves can make sounds feel harder to trust.
I really hope you guys heard that chain move just then. It is 100% now. I heard it before that you climb down into this cave on. It's moving. You can't move that chain with wind. It's way too heavy. There is no wind coming in here. There's no wind even forecast. Holy shit. Oh my God. You must have heard that just then. Look at my arms, dude. Oh, this is fucked. Holy shit. That's not normal, dude. My arm's freaking out. That's that chain. That chain's moving.
A small noise can bounce off stone walls, change direction, and seem to come from above or behind you. In a dark cave, even a normal sound can become difficult to locate, especially when the person hearing it is already tense. By then, he had heard another strange noise for the third time. He could not describe it clearly. It sounded somewhere between a cat hissing and a human voice, and he said it was something he had never heard before in his life. He grabbed his pack and moved toward the ladder. At the same time, the bats suddenly became active. They began flying everywhere, even though they had been completely still only moments earlier. He stood near the ladder, caught between leaving the cave and forcing himself to stay.
It's the third time it's happened now, and I'm almost about to abort mission. But I've got the only way up is that chain. Yeah, this is freaking me out a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna go sit back down in my corner and just stay very alert. Not gonna lie, this is a little bit freaky. Okay, well, I've got my backpack back on and I'm booting on out of here. I just heard a sound. It's definitely not a normal sound and I'm scared shitless, I'm not gonna lie. It was not normal. It's probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours after I checked in with you guys, and that sound was not normal. I'm getting out of here. The bats, can you listen to this? Just listen for 2 seconds. Hear the bats? They're going weird. The bats are flying around here. They've not done that yet.
After 2:30 in the morning, he had spent about 15 minutes searching through the cave. Each time he heard the sound, he moved toward it, trying to find where it was coming from, but he never found anything. There was only the noise somewhere in the darkness above him around the wet walls, and the growing feeling that whatever made it knew exactly where he was standing.
Okay, it is up around 2:30 in the morning right now. I've heard that sound again. So it's between a cat hissing and it sounds like human voice. Like, I'm not even joking. It sounds human-like. It's an extremely weird sound, and as soon as you hear it, you just get riddled with goosebumps. I've walked around the cave. I'm trying to walk in the direction of the sound, and I've been looking around for, I don't know, the good part of 15 minutes now. I can't see any movement. I can't see anything. It's just really strange.
Maybe the sound came from something natural inside the cave. Maybe the chain moved for a reason he simply could not see. But when the noise keeps returning, the bats suddenly react, and the only exit sits in the same direction as the movement. One question remains: would you have stayed until sunrise? On a day in the Scottish Highlands, Gary and Ameki from Travel with Gary and Ameki went out for a normal evening run. The video was uploaded on March 2nd, 2023. As the sun sank lower, they heard what sounded like strange voices drifting through the trees. They stopped, turned on their torch, and saw dozens of mannequins and dolls staring back at them from the woods. Some were tied to trees. Others were placed on ladders. One had red and black hair, while another was lying face down in the dirt.
We're just running down this track. Said we'd go for a run, and we just heard some voices. Amika was like, "What's that noise?" Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So we just stopped and had a look in these woods. Look at how scary that is. Put the torch on. Whoa.
Look at that one. Ron's got red and black hair.
That is weird, isn't it? Look at them, they're everywhere. Here's even one on the ladders.
Oh, there's someone lying on the ground. Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
What about the washing line over there to the left? Yeah, there. Keep it there.
Human-shaped objects can feel disturbing because they look almost alive, but not quite. In a quiet forest, that feeling becomes stronger, making every still figure seem like someone watching from the dark. Gary and Ameki moved deeper and found an abandoned house filled with more frozen figures. A dragon wearing real glasses seemed to watch them from up in the canopy.
Old house, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a car.
All with them in.
Oh, there, man. Stop there. Yeah. What's the sign say?
Which sign?
There.
There.
Stop. The second best exotic COVID hotel. And there's the old car as well. So that is probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen in some woods. I saw it. You see it? Go back again. What was it? Was it? Is that a blue tit's house?
Yes.
Can you touch? It's a bird's nest.
Is it?
Yeah.
The whole place felt silent, heavy, and strangely artificial, as if the woods had been arranged for someone to find. Then an engine suddenly roared nearby. A car began coming down the narrow track toward them. Gary and Ameki rushed back through the darkness, nearly running into an electric fence as they escaped toward the safety of their van.
Yeah, swap.
Swap. Like I said, that was the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen. Right then,
Yeah, it really
let's get out of here.
weird.
I think that car is coming down here. Whoa.
What did they do that for?
I've got no idea. They're absolutely nuts though. Back again. Mind the fence.
What are they doing?
Having a mad half an hour by the looks of it.
After the fear faded, they started planning their route north toward Aberdeen. Gary talked about diesel cleaner, while Ameki dealt with a case of hiccups. They decided to park by the beach and hoped the next morning would be quiet. At the harbor, the strange mood returned in a different way. A fisherman showed them a haul of red-eyed crabs and a large, struggling lobster. Ameki held the creature for a moment, feeling its weight before they moved on.
Wow, look at that. What's that guy got in there? Crabs. See his crabs? Let's go have a look.
Oh, look at them all.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, red eyes as well.
Red eyes.
Later, they packed the cluttered van and prepared to meet friends in Stonehaven. The woods full of dolls were already behind them, but the feeling did not leave so quickly. Maybe it was just an odd private display hidden off the track. Maybe someone had placed those figures there for a reason. But when voices lead you to a forest full of staring faces, would you really want to know who put them there?
Do you know what? Building the smaller van was so much easier because we didn't have as much stuff. You know, like water tanks and showers and all that sort of stuff. And now we got all that stuff, it just seems to be never ending. Take your bottle. Oh, yeah, so this is where we parked.
This case begins with a simple overnight trip into the forest. Then a handmade doll appears in the dark, the spirit box gives disturbing responses, and the night quickly turns unsafe. Exploring with Brad is a YouTube channel focused on adventure videos and paranormal encounters across Ontario, Canada. Brad often visits places known for strange activity. On May 23, 2026, he and his friend Braden went camping deep in the forest at a location known locally as Witch Rock, a place connected to stories of occult activity and black magic rituals. They arrived after dark, unaware of what might already be up there.
Let's go check this out. We're gonna go, and we're hoping to go camping at the Witch Rock area.
Great idea.
Yeah, Braden's always talking about this place, and I'm like, all right, well, we gotta go to Witch Rock. We gotta check it out. All right, guys, so we're gonna go check out this spot. Let's go.
As they climbed toward Witch Rock, Brad suddenly stopped. Something was hanging from the trees ahead of them. At first, he could not tell what it was. Then his light landed on it, and both of them froze.
Okay, be careful, dude. We just want to make sure that there's no homeless people or dangerous people here, so... Because, like, I don't want to find, like, some cult or something, or stumble upon anybody. What? What do you see? What do you see?
Do you not see that up ahead?
What the hell is that? What the friggin' hell is that? What the heck is that?
No.
It was a handmade doll stitched together by hand, gently swaying in the darkness, even though there was no wind moving it.
That's a doll. It's moving, bro.
What? Dude, that is creepy. Okay, so we were just climbing up Witch Rock. We just found this right now. You saw it move? You think you saw it move?
It is moving. Look at it, it's swaying. That could be my vision, but like...
Yeah. I trust you on it.
There's something.
Just be careful, bro. Okay, so we just found this thing.
Don't look that thing in the eye.
Okay. Found it up on Witch Rock. I thought it was a person. I got scared. Like, I honestly thought that it was... I thought it was somebody hanging.
Don't look it in the eye.
No, I won't, dude. I won't. Oh my god.
Dolls have appeared in folklore and ritual stories for centuries because they can represent a human body in a simple form. That is why a handmade figure in the woods feels different from a normal object. It looks placed there with meaning even when no one knows who left it behind. Brad and Braden sat near the doll and used a spirit box asking for its name. The device produced a response that unsettled both of them. It seemed to say that it did not like them.
Okay, that is scary, bro. You still didn't give us your name.
Like directly, at least.
Yeah, like you never gave us your name. Can you give us your name?
I don't like you.
It just said, I don't like you. Why?
And they immediately looked at each other. Before they could fully react, another whisper came through. This time, the message suggested that someone had been left alone. For a moment, neither of them said anything. Then they both sensed the same thing at once. Something was moving directly behind them.
Why don't you like... Yo, I heard something back here. What's just going on here? You heard that too, right? That was scary. I don't like it. I don't know. I mean, it's your call. If you want to go back, we can go back.
We should go back.
Like, I'm freaked out, bro.
We really should get out of here.
Okay.
They had already spent several minutes investigating the doll with the spirit box, and the responses were disturbing enough. After that, both of them moved away to check the rest of the forest.
Oh! Dude. Did you hear running?
Yeah. Okay. No.
Yo. Kind of freaked me out, dude.
Brother.
What?
But when they came back, the spot where the doll had been was empty. The doll was gone. Neither of them had touched it. One moment it had been sitting there. The next it had simply disappeared.
It's gone.
Where's the doll?
It's gone.
Oh, you gotta be joking.
It literally got up and ran away.
Are you sure, dude? It's not...
Like, you know when you lose something at home, your mom's like, well, it couldn't have gotten up and run away. Huh.
Dude.
Broke right out.
Later, as they made their way back down from Witch Rock, something let out a strange scream from the darkness directly toward them. When Brad pointed the torch in that direction, the same doll appeared to be standing there.
Dude. What? Oh, dude! What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh, freak! Go, 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 go! Let's go, let's go! Oh man! Oh man! Be careful, Brandon! Oh, freak sakes! Oh, freak sakes! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man!
Both men ran and did not stop until they reached the main path. When they finally paused to catch their breath, they could not agree on exactly what had come at them, but they agreed on one thing. They were not going back.
Oh, what was that? Oh, was that it? Was that him? Oh, freak, I don't know. I have to roll it back. I'll roll back. Yeah, I saw like long arms. Oh, man. Oh, boy. We're getting out of here. We're getting out of here. All right, guys. We made it back to the main trail. We're going to head on out.
Screw it up, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
Maybe someone had been moving through the woods and using the doll to scare them. Maybe the location had more activity than they expected. But if an object disappears from one spot and appears again in your path, would you keep trying to explain it, or would you leave? Would you sleep in a cabin after something screamed behind you in the woods? They tried, but once the noises started inside the cabin, leaving felt like the only choice. Jasko Vlogs follows Jasko on camping trips and paranormal investigations. On March 6th, 2025, Jasko and his friend Chris rented a cabin inside a haunted forest after spending hours looking for an abandoned house connected to satanic rituals. They thought the forest would be the most frightening part of the night. They did not expect the cabin itself to become worse.
My friend Chris and I traveled deep within this forest to search for this abandoned house. Rumor says that this house was the site of several satanic rituals and blood offerings. So we actually got ourselves a cabin within this haunted forest to stay the night in. It wasn't a calm or quiet night. It seems that maybe something may have followed us from the forest to this cabin. We encountered things such as things moving or being knocked over, doors closing, and even at certain points we heard voices from what sounded like within the cabin. I genuinely don't know what was scarier, the cabin or the forest, but regardless, you're going to see it all right here.
Jasko was alone in the forest when he heard a scream and a whistle somewhere behind him. Then the sound grew louder. It felt like something was rushing straight toward him through the snow. He stumbled backward and called out for Chris. When Jasko reached Chris, he was visibly shaken.
Oh shit, hold on. What was that? Whoa, that was a whistle. Hello? Whoa! Okay, I know you guys just heard that. I almost feel like I want to say something.
Indecipherable.
Chris? Is that you? Whoa! That's a scream. That's a whistle. What the f? Oh, what the f? Yo. Oh. Shit. Oh my god.
He explained that it sounded as if something had charged directly at him.
Yo, my god.
What's up?
Holy
shit. What's up? What happened? Damn, you okay?
Dog, on everything I love. You didn't hear the scream?
No.
Holy shit, the scream? And it's not like someone just started charging at me. What is this thing even saying right now? Evil Dead, it just said.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, let's not split up anymore.
There it is.
Paranormal, yeah, I agree. Okay, we're not gonna split up anymore. That was a bad idea.
Back at the cabin, Jasko tried to challenge whatever was there to communicate. Then a heavy thud came from another part of the cabin, loud enough to make both of them react instantly.
I feel like you could do a little bit better than this, Raymond. Can you?
Oh my! What the fuck is that? Let's put the door up.
Cabins can make nighttime sounds feel much larger than they really are. Wood expands, shifts, and carries vibration through walls and floors. But when a loud crash comes from an empty room at the exact wrong moment, it becomes hard to ignore. Both of them turned around and looked at each other. A chair had fallen in another room. Nobody had been inside that room.
Oh shit! Chris! Oh my god! The chair! What the f, bro?
Okay.
That's insane.
That's a heavy chair to... That was definitely that.
I think Raymond is mad at you. You might have to like make amends.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Hello?
Later, Jasko said Bloody Mary twice. Before he could say it a third time, his flashlight was knocked off the table by itself.
I'm gonna try a good old Bloody Mary. You know what that is? Alright, well here's how we're gonna play. I'm gonna say Bloody Mary 3 times and you're gonna appear in this mirror in front of me, alright? Alright, let's do it. You ready? Yeah? Okay. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary.
What the f, bro? I'm so sorry.
Then something crashed on the other side of the cabin in a completely different room. The sound echoed through the whole place. Jasko was across the room and Chris was still where Jasko could see him. Neither of them was close to either object.
Holy shit. Bro, did you hear that fucking thud over there? From the other side of the house? Like, boom. I was looking at that. Holy shit.
Why are you here? Why are you in this cabin? Because. Are you okay? It just like fell off?
They just got thrown off.
Eventually, Jasko put the camera down and tried to get some sleep. The cabin had been quiet for a few minutes. Then the door to his room slammed. He shot upright, immediately scrambling in the dark and trying to understand whether the door had opened or closed. He grabbed the camera, hoping it had recorded what happened, because the sound was loud enough to wake the entire cabin.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my... The door! The f***ing door! Yo! What the f*** was that? Bro, what just happened? The f***ing door just... Oh my god! I really hope that fucking camera's recording right now. What the... So loud. Holy shit. How the f... I know that camera had to have caught it. I'm so uncomfortable right now. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Chris was also recording when his own door suddenly slammed shut behind him. He had not closed it, and nobody else had closed it. He called out for Jasko, but the cabin around him stayed completely silent.
I do not understand what is going on tonight, you guys. I don't think you guys, if you ever slept in like a haunted house, or had to sleep somewhere that was haunted, this is not fun. I don't wish this upon... What the f***? My f***ing door just closed! Where the f*** is my flashlight? Jeez. Guys, I don't know, like, I'm just mean here. I don't know what the f*** is going on. What the f*** is going on tonight? Jazz.
Then Jasko finally said what he was thinking. He was done. He could not stay there anymore.
Look at you, you're just fucking sleeping like a little angel over there. My door just slammed behind me. I literally caught it on camera. My door just slammed closed. You can do what you want, bro. I think I'm generally gonna go sleep in the truck. I'm gonna start it up right now. Like, I really don't mind if you sleep in here, but I can't do it. I cannot do this.
He wanted to sleep in the truck. Maybe the cabin had ordinary explanations hidden in its walls, floors and doors. Maybe the forest had left both men too tense to trust anything they heard. But when two people hear the same crashes and doors move while no one is near them, would you stay inside until morning? A hunter returned to his private woods after a violent storm, expecting only to check his trail cameras. Instead, he found a boot print near his gear. Days later, his camera caught something stranger. A solo woodsman and hunter from the channel. Welcome to the Woods returned to his private patch of timber to check his trail cameras. The video was uploaded on June 4th, 2024. A massive storm had recently passed through and the forest felt different that day, heavy quiet and strangely tense.
Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome you back to the woods once again. Right, believe me, I have not neglected coming in here. I've been in here quite frequently. I did bivvy bag the other side of the woodland, took the cameras with me, but nothing really happened, and I didn't really use it as a bushcraft sort of experience. It was more of a camp out and see what happens, and nothing really happened. We've had one hell of a storm come in here the last couple of days, so I'm just coming in to check the cameras, make sure they're all still okay. We've got no big trees down.
He had been bivvy bagging in the area often, but the mood in the woods had changed. The storm was gone, yet a strange silence remained between the damp trees. Then he suddenly stopped. A large boot print much bigger than his own was pressed deep into the mud right beside his survival gear. A wave of anxiety hit him as he realized he was not the only person walking those private trails.
I have found some really bizarre tracks today. This boot print doesn't match my boot print. It is very strange and it's quite big. So it's definitely a man or someone that wears a very, very big shoe. I'll just spin you around to show you it. Look at that. That's massive.
After heavy rain, soft mud can hold footprints with surprising detail. That can make tracks easier to spot, but also harder to ignore. In a quiet woodland, one fresh-looking print near your gear can instantly change how safe the whole place feels. Wanting answers, he attached a live CCTV camera to a tree. His hands were unsteady as he fastened the straps. The whole time he felt uneasy, as if something hidden in the thick brush was watching him.
I do feel really, really jittery today. I've come in here a few times since, obviously, checked on the cabin ruin, and I've bought some pilings in for my new cabin, sledgehammered in the ground and packed out, and then a frame built on top of that. But obviously that's some distance away from the spot we're at now. So what I'll do is I'll put this camera up and I'll just quickly show you towards the end. I'm probably going to give it a little while before I camp in here. I'm going to see what this camera produces on live footage. So we are live.
On a later trip, he camped at the far edge of the forest, hoping to catch whoever had been moving through the area. After a successful hunt, his face began to burn and sting with a strange pins and needles feeling, leaving him feeling physically exposed in the dark.
My face is sort of stinging after rubbing off all that camo cream. I've got these new white and I don't think it's agreed with me. It doesn't look red. I can feel like pins and needles, like a burning, like almost like an acidic sort of stinging nettle sort of feel. It's awful at the minute. Might have to wash it off with some warm water in a minute.
Then, in the middle of the night, heavy footsteps crunched just outside his shelter. A blood-curdling shriek followed, tearing through the canopy. He did not wait to hear it again. At the first break of daylight, he packed his gear and left.
There's definitely someone out there. Fuck's sakes. 2 seconds. Hello? I'll be honest with you, I feel like going. That might be exactly what I do. Seeing at the break of daylight, I did decide to pack up and get going quite early. There was nothing more that happened that trip. I must admit, I was more concerned that someone was walking around injured or out there hurt.
Days later, he checked the live feed from home. At 4 a.m., a strange, distorted figure appeared on camera. It seemed to reach toward a high branch with unusual movements before disappearing into the gray mist. Maybe someone had found his cameras and was moving through the woods on purpose. Maybe the storm, the mud, and the darkness made everything harder to read. But when a private forest shows footprints, screams, and a strange figure on camera, would you go back alone? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.